Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I am so excited. I got the Flower Beauty X ET palette, and in this palette you get 8 beautiful shades. You get, I think, 2 duochromes and really nice shimmers in here. I love Flower Beauty's formula. I have both their desert lights and their jungle lights, and I love both of these. A bit of information about this palette. This palette retailed for $19.99, and you get a little circle of shades looking like a movie. I really like the design. You get a beautiful little artwork and a little message from Drew Barrymore. I quickly want to go over the shades and some swatches and a close-up of this palette because it is very beautiful. So from top to bottom we have ET Phone Home, which is described as a matte deep navy, but it does have some sparkle to it. Then we have Over the Moon, which is a metallic icy blue. Then we have the shade Be Good, which is a metallic silver. Then we have the shade Extraterrestrial, which is a duochrome bronze with a green shift. Then we have Do You Talk, which is another duochrome with a sheer purple shift. Then we have the shade Gertie, which is a metallic mauve pink. Then we have the shade I'm Keeping Him, which is a matte neutral beige. And then we have the shade Since 1982, which looks to be a satin white shade. And I really love this palette. I saw it on a whim. I think ET turned 40 this year, so that's something. But the packaging of this palette is just everything. And I really love ET. It holds a special place in my heart. I really wanted to film with this, when was it? Sunday, but I unfortunately couldn't because I was dealing with some very dry and painful eyelid situation, so I had to wait for that to pass before I could film, but I'm better now. I bought some really hydrating eczema eye cream and it worked very well for me, so I'm hoping I don't get a bad reaction again. I have my eyebrows done and I am priming with my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in Fair Light. My eye's still a little bit dry, but it was so much worse on Sunday. I couldn't film. I have no idea how many looks I'm gonna do with this palette today. It depends on what I can do. It's a very small color story, so I guess we will see when I get to it. So for look number 1, since I don't know exactly what I am doing, I really want to take the more bluey shades, so I think I'm going to go with ET Phone Home, and this is a V205 from Morphe. And I'm just going to take this and start packing it on the end here. So far, this shade looks a lot lighter on my eye than it does in the pan. Not a big problem for me, but just figured I would mention that. I'm also getting some fallout with this shade. Also not a deal breaker because I love to do my eyes first, but I feel like that is something I should mention. Also, the sparkle from this shade isn't really showing up on my eye, so I guess that does mean it is a matte color, but it's kind of weird how it has some shimmer and it doesn't really show up too much on the eyes. And I'm just gonna bring this in about halfway and see how I feel. I really want to use some duochrome shades. I feel like that's gonna be really fun. Very pigmented, honestly. A little bit went a long way with this shade. I'm just gonna take a regular blending brush and try to just blend this out more. I love how the blue kind of blends out. It's okay if it looks a little messy, you can always clean it up, but I really like how it looks so far. It's a very fun blue. I really enjoy this color. I didn't expect it to be this shade of blue. It looked more purpley in the pan. I guess you will see, like in the swatches, the true pigmentation of the shades. Just gonna deepen it up a little more just so I can have some of the deeper blue. and kind of just blending it into the inner portion, whatever is like left over. I really like that, and I feel like you can do a lot with this one blue shade. As you can see, it looks like I'm wearing two different blue shades, but it's just blending and using this one navy shade, I think really did something. I am just gonna take a wipe where I went a little overboard, taking like a little fluffy brush like this, and I'm gonna take my NYX glitter primer, you know the drill, Eyeshadow. I'm going to take that on the back of my hand and then rub a little bit on that brush and put this right on the middle going towards the inner portion. I feel like this really holds those shimmers. It also gives them like more of like a sparkle. I really love using this for my shimmers. For shimmers, I'm kind of really drawn to the duochrome in here. You can kind of see that duochrome as I like move this palette. It's called Extraterrestrial, but I don't know where to put it. I don't know if I should put it towards the end or towards the inner. Oh, that is so pretty. I don't think Flower Beauty's ever done duochromes, so seeing them in this palette is really quite interesting. That is really beautiful. If you don't know, Flower Beauty is Drew Barrymore's makeup line. I really enjoy that. That looks so fun. As always, I take them up to the crease. I really like the way that looks, and I just blend it with my blending brush. For the inner portion, I am just gonna take this shade called Over the Moon. It's very sparkly and beautiful. I think Flower Beauty really kills it on the sparkle of their shades. I think I should have put this on the outer and then put that other shade on the inner. So what I'm doing now is kind of turning this into a halo eye. That wasn't the plan, but that's where I'm kind of taking it. Really fun. I love it, and I'm really happy that I could make this look work, you know? Kind of looks lighter in the pan than it does on the eyes, but that's fine. I didn't swatch this palette out before putting it on my eye. I feel like I shouldn't have winged it this much, but it's fine. Took a turn, but I still really enjoyed playing with it, and I think if I would have put the blue on the outer end and put the Extraterrestrial shade on the inner, it would have looked so much better. But I'm not mad at this. I'm just mad that now it should be like not so winged. I like that a lot better. I kind of just rounded the edge, and I kind of like it. Like, I know it's not like a blended edge, but it looks kind of artsy, and I'm kind of into that more extraterrestrial-y, you know? So I'm gonna pop on a lash, and then I'm gonna see how I like it with the lash. This is the look with a lash, and I really enjoy it. I really like it. I think it's very pretty, and I didn't want to overdo it with the lash. I wanted to keep it nice and small, and that's what I did, and I really enjoy it. I really like the way it looks. I used the Kiss Pompadour lashes. Really nice. This is look number 1 completed. I don't know how many looks I'm going to be able to do due to my eyes being kind of weird. It's already, I feel it acting up again, so I don't know. But I'm going to continue and do look number 2 on this side. Alrighty, I'm going to start on look number 2. I'm going to take this Glam Light brush. This is a 02. I'm going to dip into this shade called I'm Keeping Him, which is so funny. I loved E.T. as a kid. My brother loved E.T. as a kid. I love the E.T. ride, which is at Universal. I don't know if it's in Universal California, but it's definitely in the Universal, like in Orlando. I just love it, you know? I have really good memories there, and whenever they take it off, because I know they're gonna take it off, I will be devastated. Just throwing it out there. This shade is so light, it kind of matches my my eyelid primer right now, like, but that's fine. I feel like you don't really need these shimmers. Kind of really do it for me. I don't really need any mattes, and I feel like the mattes will take away from the extraterrestrial vibe that they're going for, so I feel like this is fine. It's just like a light creamy white, basically. I haven't used a white creamy like matte like this, so I don't know how this look is gonna turn out for me, but we will see. I believe Drew put these colors together for a reason. So for this look, I'm going to take the shade Gertie, Gertie is the character Drew Barrymore plays in the movie. These shades are so buttery soft and so metallic. Very good quality on this. I didn't put my glitter primer. I really need the glitter primer for this, because I feel like if I don't use this, I kind of get a lot of fallout with any palette, not just this palette, but like any palette that I do use. I feel like I get a lot of glitter fallout, and I kind of don't want glitter fallout. You know, glitter fallout isn't fun. So I'm just putting this literally all over my lid. We're gonna let these shimmers be the star of this look, and I'm gonna take Gertie, and I'm gonna pop it on the end here. That is beautiful. I think Flower Beauty has a very nice metallic formula. I hope they never change it. Do feel like we're lacking the mattes here, gonna be honest. If this was like an ET brown, I wouldn't have minded, but at the same time I trust Drew. I trust her. I really do. I'm gonna go ahead and put this way past the center of my lid, right here. Very very different looks that I have going on, which is fun because like you can do a lot, I think. And I know it's weird to say, but this pink shade is actually blending into that cream. I'm kind of tempted to bring it up through the crease. I love a shimmery crease, don't get me wrong, I love that. And I kind of don't know if I want to bring this pink in all the way or what, but it's blending, which I didn't expect. I didn't expect it to blend with that color. I feel like it's helpful to swatch the shades on your finger beforehand. I'm gonna take Gertie all over the lid, all over it, just packing Gertie. She's the star of the show today. Taking that same blending brush and just packing this shade into that inner corner and sort of blending. As I said, I really enjoy the way the shimmer is blending. I didn't expect it to blend so well, and I kind of do feel like both of these looks look kind of extraterrestrially. Now for the star of today's look, I'm going to take the shade Do You Talk, which if you can see it, which you can't really, it has a purple shift. It's a duochrome with a purple shift. It just looks white on camera. I'm hoping you'll be able to see it once I place it down. You can see it more. And I'm just taking that about like halfway. I am getting some glitter fallout regardless of using the glitter glue or not, which it's not a deal breaker for me. I'm kind of used to it by now. And just for funsies, I really want to take Do You Talk by itself right in my inner corner, just so you can really see that purple shift, if you even can. I can see it. Really fun purple shift, but I don't really think you can see it. It kind of just looks white, which is so odd. Camera, wake up. You need to do better. Alrighty, so I have look number 2. It's quite neutral. I didn't expect to be able to get such a neutrally shade from this palette. I also didn't expect it to blend. I didn't expect it to blend. But I'm going to pop on a lash, and I'm probably going to take this one off because I really like this look, even though I didn't mess up this end, but I think it still looks fun. So I'm going to do a different look on this eye. Here is look number 2 completed. It's very light and natural, which is so not what I was expecting, but I think it still looks very cute and I'm very happy with it. I feel like I can go out like this and feel like pretty. I feel very pretty with both looks. I think this one's really cool. But I also really like this one, and the Gertie shade, very pretty. I really enjoy that shade. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna take this off, remove this very carefully, very gently, and I'm gonna try to do look number 3 with the silvery shades. You know, I feel like that'll be fun. My eye is primed. Thankfully, I did not have any irritation. Maybe like a little, but since my eyelid was already irritated. For look number 3, I'm gonna take this shade called Since 1982. And you know, this palette really is kind of 80s to me. Like, it really does give me 80s vibes. It has 80s silvery shades, and it's just really giving me that. So I'm gonna take this gray shade and sort of pack it on the crease. That's what it's giving. You know, in the 80s, people loved to wear like silver eyeshadow and stuff like that, and I haven't played with silver eyeshadow in so long. So this should be fun for me. I tried to remove that highlight as much as I possibly could, but there's still a little there, which is fine. Just taking this shade, and I'm gonna try to create a very 80s eye look with the silver. Very fun 80s eye look. Could be 80s or 90s. The shade is kind of accentuating the dryness like right here. But that's my eyelid's fault. I'm not gonna blame the palette here. I feel like my eyelids are just like, you're overworking us, please stop. And I'm like, no, get it done. I'm gonna take the NYX glitter primer, of course. You guys know the drill. And if you don't, now you do. NYX glitter primer saves me a lot. So I'm gonna pack this all over my lid because this is the magic secret for shimmers to stay on the lid. I'm going to take this shade called Be Good. These shade names are so freaking cute. I love them. And this shade isn't as sparkly as the other ones, but it is a true metallic silver. Taking that blending brush and just blending this silvery shade. To spice this up, I'm going to take that purple duochrome called Do You Talk, which just looks white on camera for some reason, but I do see the purple duochrome. Never fear, it's there. And I'm just gonna see if I can like lightly tap this in to give it slightly a tint, but I don't want to disrupt that silver too much. I love that. I feel like I love that a little too much. Definitely giving me extraterrestrial vibes. Definitely giving me them. I'm going to pop on a lash and I will be right back. I cannot tell you the last time I wore a silver eye look, but it's there and I love it. I really do. I don't know if I'd wear it a lot, but I'm a fan of what it's doing right now. This is definitely dramatic, so I like that you can do that with this palette. But I also like that you can do things like this where you can keep it quite light and nice without having to go over the top. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect it at all. Even if you don't like it, you have to admit it's fun. So I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do and I will be back with my completed makeup. Alright everyone, and that was 3 looks with the Flower Beauty X ET palette. I am really happy with this palette. You can see I already used all of the shades today and I feel like you can make really cool creative condensed looks. You don't need a large palette to create some awesome looks. You don't even need that many mattes to create an awesome look. I really enjoyed playing with this today. I wish there were more mattes. I wish there was like a deeper matte, kind of like ET, kind of like him, to be in here to mix well with all those other shades. But I don't think it's a deal breaker. I still love the theme of this palette. ET is one of my favorites. It's a classic and I really remember loving it as a kid. The duochrome shades in here are very beautiful and they did not disappoint. The blue in here is a very good matte to mix with all of these shades. Although I did kind of mess up my eye look a little, I had to mess up this one. I think it still looks really fun and cool. I don't think it really took away from the whole look. If you're into ET and you like Flower Beauty, I really recommend picking this up. It's limited edition, so I don't know how long it's going to be available, but I'm very glad I picked it up. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I think the shimmers are so beautiful, really, and like you can really see the sparkle on them. Not expected from Flower Beauty, but I do love the desert lights and the jungle lights. I think those are 2 very good formulas from Flower Beauty, and I feel like this palette has some of that texture from those. If you like those, I feel like you're really gonna enjoy this, and I feel like you're not gonna be disappointed. And although I used glitter glue, I don't think it's fully necessary for these shades. I do, however, recommend doing your eyes first. I feel like that's very important. And other than that, that's it. I really love this. I think it's so cute. The packaging on here is beautiful. It reminds me of a little movie, you know, component where the CD's the shades, and I think it's very fun and different. Although I think Flower Beauty did that with their Charlie's Angels X Flower Beauty collab. I didn't have that one, but this one really caught my attention, so I picked this one up. Let me know what you thought of this palette. Let me know what you think of the 3 eye looks and which one did you enjoy the most. And that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. I do a lot of reviews, unboxings, and more. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Then we have the shade Extraterrestrial with matte-ish. I just realized I'm not zoomed in. I'm gonna zoom in a little more. so sorry. A blending brush, something I can pack on Prama, little Prama with. I really love them. Ooh, that kind of stings. That kind of stings a little. I'm not complaining. I think it looks... Can't be mad at children. That's my rule. I'm going to take this shade called Since 1992. I mean,